I think the biggest benefit of being part of the Alpha invitation is just being able to reach more unchurched people, and that's our desire. God has really used Alpha just to raise the redemptive potential within our church, giving people a greater heart to reach out to people, but also it's given them an excitement because they know that they could bring somebody to some place where they're going to feel comfortable, where they're going to get their questions answered, that they're going to enjoy it. We had a number of guests who landed up bringing other guests after the first time that they attended. Some it was their spouse, some it was friends, and so it was fun to not only to see our people invite people, but to see our guests start inviting other guests. I think one of the positive things about churches working together is that people realize that Alpha is not just something that's being sponsored by just one church. It gives it just a greater credibility. I remember talking with my neighbor, and he was considering coming to Alpha, wasn't sure, but later on he said he went to work and saw a bumper sticker with the Alpha course on it. He recognized that this is something that was bigger than just what was happening in our church. The Alpha course is effective for a number of reasons. Number one, I believe that God is in it. That's probably the biggest thing. But I think he uses the community that's built during the Alpha course. During the dinner times, as well as the icebreakers, there's great relationships that are being built. And people, no matter where they're coming from, they're looking for relationships. They're looking to connect. I think he's using it, too, because it's very solid biblically, but also that people have the opportunity to really feel the freedom to ask questions, to give input, to verbalize not only their opinions, but even objections. And they feel like it's a safe place to be able to discuss things that they really don't have a forum to discuss. It really gives an opportunity to be able to learn as well as to share some things that they have no other place to discuss those things. It's interesting, Alpha was actually started as a discipleship course before it really became more of a course that was geared more to the unchurched. And so we found that a number of our people from our church that have gone through the Alpha course have also benefited as well, because they're getting grounded in the real basics of the Christian faith. And that's what the content of many of the DVDs are about. It's just going through the basics of the Christian faith and then letting people explore it further. We really encouraged everybody to get involved. We encouraged everybody to pray, everybody to invite somebody. But what we also did is we broke down all of the different responsibilities for Alpha into real bite-sized pieces, whether it be bringing meals, helping to serve, greeting people, administration. Everybody did a little bit, but as well as invite people. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why we're so excited just to see how God used Alpha. We've seen God just transform lives through the Alpha course. We've seen so many that have come in, they're hesitant, they're a little bit fearful. You could tell that they are unsure about this whole thing. And yet, as they've experienced Alpha, we're able to open up. You can begin to see not only the lights go on in terms of spiritual things, but also you begin to see just the relationships built. And that, too, has just been a profound experience for many of them. Some of the people that were our guests this time have really enjoyed Alpha. And so we threw out the idea of having them being a part of a small group that would not only meet, but would help us to host the next Alpha. And we just threw that idea out just this past Alpha meeting, and they were excited about that. They were excited about not only continuing to be together, but have the opportunity to help out and to host an Alpha, to bring more of their friends as well to experience the same things that they've experienced during the Alpha course. I would really encourage other churches, pastors, and church leaders to consider hosting Alpha. God is in it. He's going to provide the people, the resources, the place, and His Spirit's going to move in a powerful way. And so I just encourage churches, if God is moving in that direction, just trust Him with the details. He'll take care of all those things.